everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then you are so welcome. Today is a different kind of video for me. It is my first mum video. I'm a mummy to an almost 3-year-old, she's 3 in next week, and a 5-month-old baby. So this is something that I see a lot on the internet, and when I was going through it myself, I couldn't really find all the help that I needed. Especially not what worked for us, and not only worked for us but worked for us almost instantly. My baby was literally only colic for 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5, 6 max, but in that time she was inconsolable, absolutely inconsolable. If you are a parent going through this, then you know exactly what I mean. If you are not going through this, then save this video for later just in case. If you are a parent, a mother or a father going through this, well then you'll probably have been on YouTube looking for videos as I did. One massive thing that I went through was playing white noise when I couldn't soothe my baby. It did help short-termly, I think. I don't think anything really fully helps. But I do know how tough that colic can be, especially if you are a new parent, mum or dad. You are going through so many other changes as you adjust to, whether it's your first baby, well then it's also new to you. If it's your second baby, well then you're kind of adjusting to having a different family shape anyways. So it's just hard regardless, especially because it's not maybe everything that you thought it might be. But still, you love your baby so much, and it's kind of as if you can't help them and you feel helpless. So it's not a nice feeling. But the main thing is to remember that your baby doesn't feel safe with anybody the way it feels when it's with you. It knows that you love them. It's just safe. Like, you are literally home to your baby, and that's just it. As funny as it may sound, that is the reality. So you are doing absolutely amazing. You're doing all that you can. Even by looking for a video like this, you are doing your best to help them. So therefore you are being an excellent parent, and well done. Keep going. It will get easier. That's the only thing that I can say to you. It may not be a cure for, like me, almost instantly, but it will stop. It will get easier. If none of the things that I discuss in this video help for you, it is still a phase. It will end. When I used to read the comments on the white noise, you know, there's comments there for years, and you just know that them parents are through it now. I'm through it, thankfully, so easily. But I hope that I can help somebody, even one person that stumbles across this video. And if I do, then we have done something right. If you can, grab a cup of tea. It might not be easy. Your baby might be screaming the house down right now. But if you can, grab a cup of tea. If you like this video, if it helped, please comment and tell me. I would love to know that I helped at least one person. And if you haven't already skipped by this part, then thank you for watching. Let's just jump straight in. First of all, what is colic? It's like there is literally a mystery around this. What is it? So your baby is literally inconsolable. It's meant to be crying for 3 hours a day, up to 3 days in a row for 3 weeks, which obviously is so straining on any person whatsoever. In my experience, what happened was my baby was red in the face, crying, hands were clenched, you know, wouldn't straighten her back. And one thing that was very, like, anytime I put her down, she cried. Like, so I know that a lot of people will have this, like, that sometimes you can soothe them in your arms, and then as soon as you put them down, they will cry. For a lot of people, between their partners or a single parent, they are up all night walking floors, anything that will soothe the baby. So I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video. I'm going to tell you exactly what worked for me straight away. I kind of fought it at the start. My first baby didn't cry at all. She just slept and slept. So with this baby, I was kind of like, maybe they are just a cry baby. Maybe, you know, I just haven't got as lucky as I did the first time. But then, like, over the week, like, I couldn't console her. At one day she started crying at like 5 in the evening, and it just did not seem to stop. Like, and then once we went up to bed at night time, that seemed to be our worst hours. So we were like passing the baby back and forth, trying to soothe them. I know that for my partner, like it was very hard because she did seem to settle that bit more with me because she was so used to me, but it never lasted long. Like it was literally only a couple of minutes, you know, that maybe you could soothe her for, and then she was crying again. So eventually I was like, okay, there is something that isn't right here, you know, like she's just inconsolable. So I went to my GP, and I don't really, I hate to say this, but they didn't really help. Like they just said, yeah, she's colic. And I was like, but what is colic, do you know, and what can I do for her? They said give her a bottle of cold water, even just a few sips, that it will try and relieve gas for her. Now, Aria was passing wind. She was just kind of farting it out, but she wasn't really burping. So I was like, okay, maybe she does have trapped wind. So yeah, my GP wasn't really very much help. She just said, oh, my kids were the same, and I walked the floors at night with them. And so I left my GPs absolutely no medication, none the wiser. They done the checks on her, checked her belly, made sure everything like felt okay, and of course it did. So sent me off packing. This leads me to what I went for, and what actually worked. I'm going to put this first, and I'm going to tell you exactly what worked for me, and then I will tell you other ways of how to soothe your baby, you know, things that I tried that, you know, helped temporarily. But what actually worked for us is we went to a chiropractor. The doctor never recommended a chiropractor. A friend of my mum's recommended this, and it has absolutely saved our lives from the first time that we went there. So I will actually leave a link down below to a chiropractor in Ireland that we did not go to, but he was going to be my second choice if the first one didn't work. And if you have a baby that's suffering with colic and you aren't sure of whether, you know, a chiropractor is right for you, please just go onto this page and read the reviews. Like you will absolutely be gobsmacked. Like there was hundreds of people reviewing this man's page saying, went after 6 months of crying, was at my wit's end, went after 3 weeks of crying, 5 months, you know, and so on and so on, and that this man absolutely changed their life. Now, I did not go to him, as I said, but I'm just saying, if you are a bit skeptical about a chiropractor, then please just read the reviews, and I guarantee you it will change your mind. In our experience, I went to a chiropractor that was literally 10 minutes away. Again, I was a bit skeptical, but when you have a baby that's in pain that you cannot relieve, you will try anything. You will absolutely try anything. I know you would. I know, even for yourself, to get that all that off your own chest, like, you know, to have a few minutes where you can just relax and not wonder when they're going to cry again and what you're going to do. You will try anything, so try this, please. First day there, we went for our consultation, myself and Aria, and I dreaded putting her in the car seat because she just screamed. As soon as I put her into a car seat, she screamed. Now, the car would send her off to sleep, which I know that you'll probably actually put her in the car or your baby in the car and drive around just for a few minutes of peace. I've known people that have done that. So we showed up, and the receptionist was so lovely. Of course, they love to see a brand new baby coming in, you know. Obviously, like, a lot of older people suffer with back problems and stuff like that. So they were just doting on her from the absolute get-go. When I went into the chiropractor herself, she was a lovely, lovely woman, and we done a consultation. And even like some of the questions I was answering, I was like, oh my God, like none of these are going to be of any use. So she was very quiet, and she said to me, literally with babies, like the session can, the stuff that she does to her by touching parts of her can literally be like 30 seconds. And, you know, when I walked out there the first day, I was like, what in the name of God? She's after rubbing her for about 2 seconds. There's no way that it could work. But I knew instantly. I placed Ari into her car seat and she didn't cry. I brought her home, I took her out of her car seat, I put her lying down. She didn't cry. So I knew instantly, you know, it was different. So she slept straight afterwards for about 2 to 3 hours, which she hadn't done for me, the get-go. She was nearly a different child. Now, she didn't sleep the whole night that night. Obviously, she was such a young baby. But yeah, I went back for session 2, which kind of reverse the work that we had done. But the chiropractor said, you know, the babies might be a bit tired even from the sessions, and yeah, so on. So I brought Aria for her third session. Now this is, let me tell you, so probably a week and a half this has been going on for. So 3 sessions I done in about a week and a half, and I had no more colic, no more crying, no more anything. This was a new baby. My baby has now slept the night from about 2 months, I'd say, you know, the same as my first baby. I've been very, very lucky. She might wake the odd night at 5 in the morning, which is very random, like, and she might need her dodie, you know, in that way, but she'll never need a bottle during the night. We're absolutely blessed, and this has worked 100% for us. So I would advise that you do just go and see a chiropractor. It might not work for everybody, but it might work for you, and it might work for one person. And if it does, please contact me and let me know that it has been successful for you. What the backstory to this actually is Aria had 2 restrictions either side of her neck, is what they called it. And she had 1 in her lower spine. So to relieve that, literally the doctor like pressed into either side of her neck, and at the start like Aria was crying, and within like 2 to 3 seconds of her pressing these pressure points, Aria relaxed. And it was amazing to actually see. Like, I was so skeptical because she's so tiny, but to see her in that much relief, I knew that the doctor was doing something right for her. Now, your baby may have, you know, restrictions from such a quick birth, or, you know, these things just happen. But also, if your baby suffers from an underlying condition like reflux or something like that, then actually chiropractors can help relieve that as well. If they have trapped wind, which some people associate with colic, you know, there's something blocking this wind from coming up, and they will be able to tell you from the start if they're going to be able to help you or not. So I think it's worth a try for absolutely everybody. So the second thing that I did try, which was a bit of a quick relief, as the nurse told me to give her a few sips of cold water, it did kind of help, you know. She got a bit of her wind up. So you can try that. But another thing is Infocol, and if you live in Ireland or the UK, then you should be able to get it in your local pharmacy or Boots. So there is probably other substitutions for that if you live in other places. So just Google Infocol, and it's like a liquid mixture that you add a few drops to their bottle or into their mouth if they will take it. And luckily Aria did take it into her mouth, and it is to relieve wind also. It's like a sugary substance. Some people aren't sure about it, but as I said, if you have a baby that's suffering from colic, you really will try anything, and that is something that I do recommend. Even if you have called a chiropractor, please God, you have called your local chiropractor, and you just want to give her a relief while you're waiting for your appointment, I found that Infocol did really, really help. And even after Aria had been to the chiropractor, I continued to give it to her until the end of the bottle. But as I said, she had restrictions, so she actually didn't have any need for the Infocol, but I gave it to her just in case we reversed at any stage. The third thing that semi-worked for me was white noise. As I said, sometimes when I did get her to sleep in my arms, it helped soothe her for that bit longer. I still use white noise sometimes now if she's asleep in her cot and the house is very, very busy. I find it very good for babies. I find that it helps them get into a kind of a deeper sleep. So yeah, there is a colic link to the one that I used to listen to. It's like white noise for colic babies, which I will also link down below. And that again is where you can read the comments of past parents who've used all these things. And as I said, it has passed, it will come to an end, you will get through it. Other ways to relax babies then obviously is bath them before that they go to bed. It can be good for wind, you know, soothe them, kind of take the pressure off their bodies for a little while. If you have other kids, it's not that easy to always, you know, be bathing the baby all the time. And for me, preferably, I never really like to over bath Aria because I love their skin to stay as pure as it actually is. So with babies, you know, once a week or twice a week is enough to bath them, but some people bath their babies every night before bed. So if you are having a hard night, maybe, just if you want to do something to try and relieve that pain for a little while, then I would try giving them a bath just to relax them as much as you can. And even if it relaxes them for that few minutes, it might relax you as well. So yeah, that is something that I do also recommend. Number 4, this is something that I've actually seen on a forum where people have asked, you know, for help in regards to babies with colic. I don't know if this works, and I'm not a doctor, so it's not something that I've used, and I'm not sure if I would use it, but I will just put it out there for anybody that wants to Google it further for themselves. And I think it's called fennel tea, by adding a bit to the baby's bottle. No more than that. I don't know if the baby has to be older for something like that, but it is another recommendation that I came across a lot when I was reading through. Again, not something that I've used personally, not something that I'm sure I would use, but that's easy for me to say because my baby does sleep now. But if I was still going through that, who knows, I probably would have tried anything. Number 5 for me would be, if you are breastfeeding, well then obviously, you know, I would try and change your diet a small bit. Sometimes people say the children can be lactose intolerant, so if you just cut out dairy completely from your diet, then that it's meant to be like instant relief to the child. It can take 2 to 3 days for it to come out of your system completely, but I have seen another parent say that it's the only thing that worked for them and that the baby was like a completely different child. So in regards to that, if your baby is being bottle fed, then I would try and switch to a dairy-free, excuse me, I'm talking so fast guys, I would try and switch to a dairy-free formula because your child might be lactose intolerant. Again, if you go to the GP, they might say any sign of a rash or anything like that when they're eating, and the answer might quite be no. So just try it, you know, if you wanted to. Another thing then, if you are bottle feeding, what I did as well, I also changed to colic relief bottles. I used the Tommy Tippy ones. So again, actually colic is something that probably when I was breastfeeding, I just was kind of like, oh my god, it's not working, give her a bottle. You know, I thought I wasn't doing enough when really I was probably doing more than enough. So yeah, the Tommy Tippy bottles, I know that there's Dr. Brown's and stuff like that, and I still use them even though she's not colic, just because if it's easier on their bellies, then why not? And that noise is Aria waking up from her nap, so I'm going to actually go and get her so you can see her. So guys, this absolute beauty here who doesn't know what's going on is look at her, look at her. Is she not just the most beautiful little thing? Aren't ya? Yay! She has my hair as usual. Mummy life. So let me just get all this back here. So guys, I think that I have got through absolutely everything that I need to get through. Ari is awake from her nap, so that means it's time to feed her. Yay! Really appreciate if you did watch this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did like it, if any of it did help you. As I said, if you go to a chiropractor and it does work out for you, then please do let me know. I would love to know that I am helping somebody, anybody in the same way that helped us. Yes, the same way that helped us. So give this video a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It's very different for me as I don't really sit down and do all this talking, and especially not about serious stuff. Say subscribe to Mommy's channel, and I will be back again very, very soon. Yay! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Thank you all so much for watching, and we love you all. Bye!